Hello to my Scorpio friends. How's it going? Let me know in the comments. All right, we'll get started here. I've got everything pre-shuffled and everything. So let's see, a couple of housekeeping things. Time is fluid, so if this doesn't resonate with you right now, it might pop up on your time or on the suggested videos. Um, 3 months, half a year, 2 years down the line. It could just be that that message is then well suited for the position that you're at in life. Okay. So it might not fit you right now. That's okay. The other part of this is that, it's just impossible for one message to resonate with every single person in a subcategory. In this case, Scorpio. So, especially when you take into consideration, the sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, etc., etc. Really, it's all about the message. So if you want to transcend those signs as well and just kind of bop around to whatever's coming up in your feed, that could work for you. It's just whatever works for you. You got to follow your intuition, okay? All right. If you are enjoying my videos, this is only my second set of videos, but again, time is fluid, so I don't know when you'll be seeing this. Feel free to like and subscribe. I intend to do one reading every morning for each sign. I call them bite-sized bits, and they've kind of been a mouthful the last couple days, not just bite-sized. For right now, that's fine, We'll see how everything goes. But let's pull this up here. Where was I going with that? Oh, and I also have weekly reads. So this one, since I started so late in the week, I just called it a weekend read, and I'll be doing another weekly read. Hopefully I can just do it tomorrow for the upcoming week, but if not, I'll start them Monday morning and get them out as I get them out. Either way, I hope you enjoy them. I hope they're helpful. If you have some input on whether you prefer Sunday or Monday, let me know that too. I'll check out the comments and whatever works best for the collective, I'm up for, as long as I'm free. I can make it work. Best part about working at home, right? Like, you kind of do things on your time. That's kind of always been my dream. So whether or not you find that this particular reading resonates with you, if you are connecting with me personally and you somehow really like my read, or again, just connect with it, my style, feel free to reach out to me for a personal reading. Right now I have the ability to get back pretty quick on those, so let me know. There is an email address in there will be on this description as soon as I can put it on there, and then there is one on my channel description. So all right, the cards are out. Looks like we got 6 this time. I usually try to keep it around 5, so this is perfect. I'm gonna flip over the remaining ones. Right now for this first deck, what I use is just a regular deck of playing cards. I'm waiting for my tarot cards to get in, so I'm working with what I got. Spirit told me just to get started, so that's what I'm doing. We got about half in the reverse right now and half upright. Let's just get started. I'm not going to look at anything too deeply right now. First, we have the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So this is showing like a real strength within you as far as your finances are concerned. Could be the material world as well. So if you are in the process of buying a home, I'm kind of hearing that a lot, like really strongly here. So I don't know if you've been looking for a home, or maybe you're adding on to your home or remodeling, that kind of thing. But it's nearing the end of the cycle. So it's a 9, not quite a 10, but you're getting there, right? It's right on the horizon. So make sure that you're really open to everything coming together. I know that sounds silly, but sometimes we let our fears block us, or we let other focuses in life kind of get in our way, and and we lose track of this thing that we've been working for, right? So keep that focus. Know that it's coming, and just prepare yourself for it. Maybe start packing those boxes. I don't know. So, stuff that you don't use very much, pack those boxes. Make it known to the universe that you have that intention. You know that it's on the way, and you're ready. You're good to go. Okay. Awesome. This one here, the next one, we have an 8 of Swords, and this is in the reverse. So a couple different things. Ooh, that just stood out to me. I don't know if you have some kind of health issue going on, and maybe that's what's been kind of detouring you or distracting you from really reaching here in your Pentacles realm. If that's the case, there could be some communication coming in about it. So I don't know if you've been to a doctor recently and you're waiting for a phone call, or if you've been putting the doctor off. You really need to get to the doctor. That way you can have that communication. So I know that's kind of specific and it's only going to resonate with some, right? But that's very important. So for those few who are resonating here, make sure you do get yourself to a doctor, okay? And figure out what's going on. And maybe it's not even like a traditional doctor. Maybe it's not like, maybe it's that you're dealing with a lot of energy blockages, and you're experiencing these things, but you're not quite sure how to deal with it. There are people out there now who specialize in those kinds of things, so seek them out. They're there to help you, and they're available now. 50 years ago, it wasn't so simple to find people like that, but now it is. So figure that out, whatever that might be. So getting back into it though, I mean, on the other side of the spectrum, again, it's in the reverse. So it's like, it could just be that there's a block in communication generally in your life. I don't know whether that might be with friends or with a romantic partner. Maybe you've kind of, I mean, it has been winter and stuff. So maybe you've been kind of holed up in your man cave or woman cave. I don't know. I have my own woman cave going on here. So anyways, maybe you've been kind of keeping yourself away from people, keeping yourself hidden, staying in solitude, right? And you've been blocking any kinds of communications that have been coming in. You haven't been very receptive to, text messages, direct messages on different social platforms. Maybe you don't take people's calls. Maybe you're going through a bit of a depression, and that's what I was feeling with health. I myself have gone through that, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to avoid the doctor about, right? There are people in this world to help us with that. And I found them very helpful last year. I'm not doing the same routine that I did back then. It was just kind of a phase that I needed to go through to help me with that. And it could come up in the future again. You just never know with these kinds of things. But if you don't deal with it, it'll continue. So even if it's hard, even if it hurts, even if it takes a long time, it took me a long time, but it's worth it. So get those communication blocks out of there. Whatever that might mean. Open back up to your friends. Go be social again. It's springtime, so we're warming up a lot. I'm in Montana and it's finally in the 50 degrees and I can take my walks again outside. It's so nice. So just open up that communication. Get back into your normal flow and ebb. And if you can't do that, just take little steps, okay? If you need to get to the doctor, get to the doctor. If it takes you a month, that's okay. But maybe put it in your schedule book today. This is a reading for this weekend, so put it on your schedule for next week to reach out to a doctor and at least make the appointment. A lot of times, especially mental health professionals, are very busy and it takes a while to see them. So get that process started. This isn't a change that happens overnight, especially with things like depression, or if you have like a major health issue. They're not things that are solved in a weekend, right? But you can start in a weekend. You can put that intention forth in the weekend, and you can kind of reassure yourself that you're on a path to getting better, okay? And not just kind of sit there in your own shit. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, we're going to move on from that card. It could be a lot of different things. I'm not going to write your story, but know that whatever you're going on, try to take what you need to out of that message, okay? All right. Then we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. So paired with not communicating, you're not expressing your emotions. Again, this is very indicative of things like depression, because you do just, as emotional as you are, and maybe, if you're, I've been there, you guys, if you're in the fetal position, just crying your eyes out and you don't know why, or, it's like there's so much overwhelm that you can't think straight, and it puts you in that place of depression, right? Whatever the situation is, even when you are feeling emotional, you are still blocking your emotions. You're not letting them out. You're blocking your communication. You're not letting it out, right? I'm feeling that you're needing a release. That's what I feel. We'll dive into that later. But know that those are two major, these are, it's an 8 and a 10. So these are huge blockages. It's not just like a 2 and an ace where you're just kind of getting started and putting your foot in. No, you're in deep. You might need help with this kind of stuff, right? And especially when there's emotions and communications involved and things like that. Talk to your friends. You don't have to talk to them about that. Just see if they want to go to dinner or something, see if they want to take a walk with you. Those things really, really helped me when I was in that place. And sometimes I wasn't the one that could do the reaching out, right? It takes a lot of courage and a lot of strength to do that. So I encourage you to try and find that courage and strength and get there. The next card, very related, so I'm going to hold them up together because, we just had the 10 of Cups, and now we have the Jack of Cups. So again, it's in the reverse. It's a blockage in your emotions. With the Jack in particular, it's hard to say, it could be that there's a person in your life that's also not emotional. I don't know if this might be like a father figure, or it's only a Jack, so it could be like a sibling. And they've been just emotionally blocked with you, so it could be that, I don't know if you guys, I just got like, maybe you're living together and you're feeding off of each other in that way, where it's like negative on negative on negative on negative, and it's like you just keep adding to this fire, and it's growing, and it's like it's just a toxic environment. It's a toxic person to be around. You can love them with all your heart. I don't care how much you love someone, they can still be toxic for you, right? So this might be someone that you need to push away from a little bit, okay? It could be as simple as, this is just you again. This is just you blocking the emotions. And it's just like kind of an assurance, like if you're questioning, like, oh, well, that's probably not me. Yeah, it probably is. So I don't know, however that message resonates with you, whether it's you or someone else in your life, it's definitely something that you're dealing with, and it's not a good thing. So it's something that has to be dealt with, okay? So the next one is also a Jack. We have the Jack of Wands, and he's in the upright. So this is taking action. This is taking a step forward, right? Like, Jacks are they're like knights, right? And like the knights are ready to charge forth for their king. So the way I see it is, like, right now you're kind of embodying this knight energy, in that you're ready. You're at a place where you can take action on these things. You can get the help, even if it's not fast. And to be fair, knights are slow moving, okay? You're here, and you're taking action. You're taking those baby steps. You're going. and you're doing it to get to that higher self, right? A knight does it because their king insists on it, or because it's for the best of their village, that kind of thing. A king, or I'm sorry, for you, you are doing it because it is for your highest good. It will be for the good of all of those around you, right? However you want to look at it, dealing with these demons, I want to say, is for the best of everyone involved right now, not just you. As easy as it is for us to say certain things, like, you know, especially when you're depressed, like, man, it's, I don't want to rub off my negative Nancy vibes onto everyone else and blah blah blah. And it's like, no, man, that's not what it's about. What it's about is allowing other people to be there for you and to provide that love that you need to replace that negativity, right? Because when you have these new energies come in, they got to have somewhere to go. They have to push out something to kind of make room for themselves, right? So going out and interacting and things like that, whether it be with a mental health professional or with your friends or with a spouse or, you know, family members, like I was talking about earlier, um, it's helpful. So that could be one of your baby steps, right? One of your nightful baby steps. Okay. And the final card that we have here in this part of the spread is the Two of Swords, and it's in the upright. So again, we're talking about like thinking and communicating and things like that, and this is on the newer part of the spectrum. So this is new communications. Maybe you've never been to a mental health professional, and that's kind of scary for you, but you know what, you're going to do it anyways. Maybe there are new friends that you are on the path of creating because maybe your old friends don't serve your needs anymore. You know, maybe they're part of the negativity here that is bringing you down. You know, it's not helping you to dig out of your hole. It's essentially like kind of scraping at the sides so that you're just like, you have no way to get out. You know, it just broadens the hole. I don't know. But definitely new communications, new patterns in thinking, new. I see this as a great thing. And it all starts with you though, okay? That it's all your choice here. Are you going to deal with it and get to these new connections and these new communications and thought patterns and heal, or are you going to stay in, you know, in all of this mess? You know, it's up to you. I really wish the best for you, and I hope that you do move towards healing. Okay, I'll leave it at that. This next deck that I like to use is the Archangel Power deck, and I was gifted this deck. I really like it because there are angels on every single card. And so what I do with this is, once we've laid the foundation of the situation and kind of pulled off of my own intuition as far as what the energies are telling me you need to hear in a message, I pull these cards. And I mean, I'm still using my intuition, don't get me wrong, but these are, I feel like they're more poignant. You know, they're a little bit more focused and give a little bit more information on what you can do to kind of move forward, right? What's going to be helpful in your life. That's kind of what we're getting at here. So the first set is to build a little bit of understanding. The second set is to give guidance. Okay. Let's see. I think another one just came out. Yep. Okay. So we have 2. I usually allow for 3. So we'll see if, yep, the third one came out. There we go. Okay. So let's see what we got here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so first we have 10 of Ariel. And this one, let's go ahead and just read it first. It says, there is so very much to be grateful for. Financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. Okay, so this Ariel in this deck relates to Pentacles. So it could be that you're doing really well financially. It does mention financial success. The part that really sticks out to me, especially with the other part of the reading that we've done, it says there's so much to be grateful for. And when you're going through spots where your communication and your energy and your emotions are very blocked, it's really helpful to dive yourself head first into gratitude. Think of three things: morning, first thing when you wake up in the morning, last thing you think of before you go to bed, intentionally, I mean. Um, Write down three different things, five different things that you're grateful for, right? For me, again, it's another thing that was just life changing. So that's sticking out to me. Um, a rich and rewarding family life. So I know I mentioned family earlier. Um, it could be that by having that conversation or by taking yourself out of that toxic relationship, you can build to this rich and rewarding family life, right? You can kind of rebuild that connection in a more healthy way. Okay. And that is the 10 of Pentacles. So really that's coming to a completion. So again, I mean, if your financial success is there, awesome. That's one thing that you just don't have to worry about as you're doing all of this healing, right? Um, but if it's kind of like something that's on the horizon, just know that you're taken care of. Like, having these conversations or moving away from family in a physical sense could be a really great thing. I know that it's easy to be in fear when you're in these kinds of states, but know that it's going to be okay. That's what this is telling me, okay? The things that are important to you are still going to be just fine, okay? The next one is the Three of Michael. So this one says, release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. You guys, I can't make this up. Like, a lot of this hurt and pain, and, if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling whatever you're feeling in that negative realm, a lot of times does come from past experiences and past hurt. Um, I don't know if you were abused in some way or you just had some really bad things happen, right? But there's some healing that needs to happen there, and that's what they're telling you. Heal that. Look, in this card, the angel is holding his person, right, that he's watching over. And in this case, the biggest thing is that you're going to be holding yourself. But you can, depending on what you believe, whether you believe in a deity, a certain deity, or just general energy or spirits or, whatever it is, they're holding you, okay? Again, with this one, it's all going to be okay. You have actual material success here, and here you have the spirit realm backing you up, okay? They've got your back. They embrace you. If you want to imagine it as like this big warm hug of light, that's what it is. So when you're in need, maybe just envision that. Maybe that's a message for some specific people out there that are watching this. Just close your eyes, take some deep breaths, get yourself centered, and then just imagine this warm, bright, white, goldish light that's just completely enveloping you in like the biggest, deepest hug that you've ever had. One of those tight bear hugs. Not just like a, oh my gosh, I really like you. No, like a big, deep bear hug that just makes you feel loved and protected. Okay? It's kind of like a meditation, but it's calling in energy outside of yourself to remind yourself that like you're not alone and you're going to be okay. Okay? All right. And then the final one in this part of the spread is Seven of Raphael. So this is going back to your emotions again, right? It says time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. A need for detoxification. I feel that very strongly here. So it's not just like a food detoxification. It could be. You know, if you've got like a binge eating problem or something like that, and you really need to reset that area of your life, you could be in for a good detoxification. There's some good ones out there. Um, or just, you know, a complete revamp of your diet too. That stuff affects every single part of your life. Okay? Again, this is something I know from experience. If you eat like crap, you're going to feel like crap. And not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, you know. That's a whole nother talk for another day. I'm not going to dive into that. But it's also detoxification in like a spiritual sense, in an emotional sense, in a communication sense. Um, Look, I know there's a lot of things we're talking about here, and it can get really overwhelming. But just, you know, go back to that Jack, that Knight energy, and just take a baby step. One baby step, okay? One baby step at a time. If you want to, bookmark this reading, put it in your little like saved ones or whatever, and come back to it, and just take another little baby step from time to time. You know what I mean? Like when you're feeling comfortable, when you're feeling up for it, take another little baby step, and come back here for guidance if you need it. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. There is one more card deck that I like to pull from. I'll show you the box first. It's called Dear Universe by Sarah Prout, and they are oracle cards. So she is a spiritual leader that I just appreciate so much. She really helped me in my dark night of the soul that I had last year. And you know, if you're interested, it's a community of people who practice law of attraction and manifestation and lift each other up and speak in ways that allow you to feel the positive rather than the negative where our minds like to go. You know what I mean? And if you really like these oracle cards, I know that she has them for purchase. And she also has a book that is coming out on April 2nd that's available for pre-order, all about meditations for however you're feeling, including depression and things like that. So just another way to get guidance and help if you need it. And if you're still kind of in that space where you're just relying on yourself and not really letting people in, it's a good resource to have. Okay. So check that out if you want to. I am shuffling in order to get one for you. So like I was saying with these cards, what I like to do is kind of set the foundation with the first deck. The second deck gives us some guidance from our spirits. And then this third deck gives us a focus. So the way I've been saying it, it's something like, you know, the universe is guiding you on how to speak to the universe, right? So like, yeah, we need to do our affirmations and we need to speak positively and blah, blah, blah. Ugh. You think of everything that you need to do and how you need to speak and all of these things when you're in this mental space, and it's just more overwhelm and it's less things that you're actually going to do. Okay. This right here gives you some focus, gives you some words of guidance, words that you can speak out into the universe to kind of help you get to where you need to go. So this card says, Dear Universe, open my heart to heal my past and not allow it to create my future. So be it, so it is. I just think that's perfect. Leave it up there. If you want to pause it and write that down, say it over and over again as many times as you need to. Like I said, I know this is not a short journey, but it is a worthwhile journey, okay? There's a reason that you're going through all of this. Just don't give up, okay? I feel your pain. I have been there. If you need to talk about it, write it down in the comments. I'm here to listen, okay? If you need a personalized reading, or if you want some more specific guidance, reach out to me. There's an email address in the description of my channel, and I'll add it to this video in particular pretty soon. But reach out to me and we can work something out, okay? We'll figure it out. But for now, I hope that you have as awesome as a weekend as humanly possible for you. And I wish you good luck with everything that you are dealing with, okay? All right. Sending much love and light to you, friend.